What is the role of the diaspora in nation building? Often the diaspora is known as people that send money, remittances to Africa and to their loved ones back home. But what other roles can we play as a diaspora? In foreign direct investment, in setting up businesses, in skills development for people in Ghana. I have two young entrepreneurs who do business in Ghana, and I want to speak to them about why they decided to do business in Ghana when they live in the UK and do business in the UK. So both of them do business in the UK, US and Ghana. And I want to find out why particularly they're interested in Ghana, apart from them being Ghanaian. So Del, welcome to the show. And Prince One, Anthony Bartapia, welcome to the show. How you guys doing?
Great.
Yeah? We're in Kempinski Hotel. The sun is out. And I'm going to be having a lovely conversation with my two brothers. Now, my first question is the diaspora. What is our mandate? What part can we play in nation building?
It's a good question. Thanks for hosting us. It's lovely to sit in this glorious sunny day with my sister and my brother. So regarding the diaspora, I think it's a collaboration really. It's a collaboration between the skills that we've developed outside of our home nation and not necessarily coming over to impose them, but coming over to collaborate with the locals and the nation at large to achieve a new vision for Ghana and Africa.
I think it's very important for the diasporas and Africa to connect, especially after 2001 when the African Union declared the African diaspora as the sixth region of Africa. And we can do so through, providing transformative experiences for them and, cross collaborations to provide an ecosystem where we can trade with each other and also create relationships, long-lasting relationships with each other. I think that way it will put Africa on the map and they will see how serious we as Africans are ready to engage with the rest of the world.
So why did you decide to set up the Bridge Zone, and what is the Bridge Zone all about?
So I created a Bridge Zone in 2018 after traveling to over 47 states in the United States. I realized that there was a gap, a huge gap that needed to be fixed. And so in returning back to Ghana and with your support and Del and my uncle the king of Akwamu and GTA, we decided to create a bridge zone to bridge the gap that was created over 400 years ago, and also to connect the dots between Africa, especially Ghana, and African diaspora through creating our own stories. And our goal is to engage with persons with an unquenchable thirst to connect to Africa. And so far we've been able to engage with more people, including celebrities in the US and in the UK, to provide those experiences. And I think a number of people have also decided to stay to do business here.
Okay. When yourself and Del go to America, what is the perception in terms of looking at Ghana? What is their perception of Africa, in fact?
As you already know, there are a large percentage of African Americans who haven't even traveled within America, let alone Africa. So the perception is based on what they see on that side of the world, which is a false narrative, but you can't necessarily blame them for that. So on one side you have those who see the narrative that Africa is very poor. Of course we do have poverty here, it's a reality, but not to the magnitude as being amplified to the Western world. You see that, or they see that, Africa is a place where you can't do business. You don't have Western concepts on this side of the pond. Then you have African Americans who have an unquenchable thirst to come back or to reconcile with their roots, and they don't know how to. And so that combination leaves a void where on one side we want to reconcile, we don't know how to reconcile, so therefore there is a perception that has been built out there, which is a mixture of fiction and false narrative. That's what I've picked up. But those, fortunately, who have visited are the ones who are influencing the other percentage who haven't come. And with all the different initiatives that have been set up between Ghana and the US, this is starting to go in the right direction.
I agree, but I also think that the Year of Return brought a huge spotlight onto Ghana, because according to the World Tourism Committee, 1 out of 4 people in America looking to travel to Africa are actually looking to come to Ghana. There are also, the narrative where people talk about you Africans sold there, so why do we need to come back? But this, just like what Dale said, it's all fiction. You and I were not there, but we need to create a system whereby we can partner with each other and do business with each other and create relationships with each other. And so people are beginning to learn. People want to see, and they want to first travel to Ghana because it's like a sort of pilgrimage for them, actually coming to visit our Cape Coast dungeons, Elmina dungeons and that, before having the fun and then talking about business as well. So I think with a Year of Return, we are free to go outside, to engage with anyone, to come and see the continent of Africa, especially Ghana.
So is Ghana actually ready for the diaspora? So all of these diasporans that you guys are encouraging to come back, is Ghana ready to have them, to host them?
Direct answer is yes.
Okay.
I think that Ghana is ready. Because we have to look at this from from the past to where we are now. There was a period where you had this renaissance. Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, Maya Angelou, all came to Ghana. They were here, My grandfather studied with Maya Angelou in Legon when she was here. So this is a rebirth of that, where we have a new generation with a much more intense thirst to come on the continent. And this time they're not coming just to be reacquainted with their roots. They're coming to do business, coming to do research, coming to invest, buy homes. They're looking at it as an alternative option to what they are experiencing on the other side of the world. For example, in the pandemic, during the Trump presidency, where you had a lot of persecution of blacks, you had a situation where most of my African American friends asked me the direct question, when should I come to Ghana? And can I come? And when I do come, how do I become a citizen? These were really real conversations, and actually concluded that should there be a second term for Trump, they are moving to Ghana. Wow. So this is our new reality for people on the other side of the world who wish to come back to Africa.
Yeah. And you mentioned citizenship, which is a big thing. I think, even my experience with African Americans that are coming is that they want citizenship. So what do you think that government can do to assist, or what should be done about citizenship for African Americans who are coming back home to their country? This is where they're from, right? Every black person is from Africa.
Yeah.
So if they're requesting citizenship, how should we go about it?
It's not just African Americans who are, beginning to look back and say we need to move to Africa. We have Caribbeans, we have the West Indies. They are all asking to say they want to return back home. But I think a clear path and providing a clear path, and also removing the bureaucracy involved in the diaspora pathway to citizenship. it's very key and important, because these people are asking us, you keep saying we should come, hey Prince, you keep saying we should come, but we still need to get visas. So how are you saying we are one? You know, so all those things needs to be removed and provide a clear pathway. I know that beyond the return, that's one of the things they are working on, but it needs to be clear so that we as ambassadors will go out there and spread the word.
Okay, brilliant. Dale?
Adding to that, I would say the African Americans, Caribbeans will be able to move back with a clear path. I think we also have to look at an additional element, which is that Ghana is seen as a very stable, safe haven in West Africa. So the complications for government is that people who don't have the same desires will not attach themselves to a group that has genuine desire to come and do something positive on the ground. So the structures that are put in place have to be very methodical in being able to find out who's genuine, who wants to generally come on the ground and help and follow the due process in being able to come and live and work and travel and meet new people and be a part of the initiative in a way that it was designed to help Ghana and help people in the diaspora.
And do you think the process that you just mentioned, is it conducive? Is it ready? We know the processes in the West, right? And when you're coming, is there a step 1 to step 10 of a process that you know that you have to go through if you wanted citizenship or if you wanted to invest in Ghana?
There is a process. It does need work, if we're to be honest. So I'm going to look at it in a more positive light, in a sense that in comparison to where, I've been coming to Ghana all my life because I'm a Ghanaian, by origin. In comparison to where it was versus where it is today, if you look at even how Ghana dealt with COVID, the nation has done well. Irrespective of whatever president has been in power, where we were to where we are today is far better. With that being said, Ghana cannot measure its standard against, other countries who may not be performing as well, because we can achieve far more. So on those bases, I would say that there's areas that needs improvements that people from the diaspora can actually help with and give feedback. The feedback isn't negative feedback. The purpose of the feedback is so that we can improve the pathway and make it stronger and bridge, the divide between the diaspora and Ghana.
I also think we need to work on our infrastructure. And also the people here need to learn the importance of good or excellent customer service. Because we, as diasporans, we are used to a certain kind of way. I've seen you enter and shop, like they say in the UK and the US, customer is always right. But over here, what I tend to find out is people feel like they are doing you a favor by serving you. And so that's one thing that I really want us all collectively to work on, to provide excellent customer services to our brothers and sisters that are coming here, because we are the first people they meet before actually going out. So even at the airport, if we don't smile to them, if we don't say thank you, if we don't say please, then how do we expect them to come back? And then provide, infrastructure. Yes, there are new hotels popping up, like this nice place, Kempinski, but we need more of those. We need more investment in our housing, because we are expecting over 1 million people to come to Ghana, and where are they going to stay? We also need to work on our taxing and setting up new businesses and all that. There's a lot of bureaucracy in that, and all that needs to be taken out. So that, just like my brother Dale said, that the good people that want to come here and do business will find their way here.
Yeah, absolutely. Ghana has enjoyed what I would say free publicity, because CNN have done so many articles on Ghana, Al Jazeera, BBC, you name it, all the top Financial Times, every single platform that is a big platform, Ghana has enjoyed free press. Have we capitalized on that?
From an individual perspective, Yes. From a commercial perspective, no. So from an individual perspective, if you look at Ghanaians in general, we have a very good reputation overseas. We are very personable. You know, Ghanaians have great connections all over the world. All over the world. You speak to anybody on the street, say, oh, I've got a Ghanaian friend. Her name is this, his name is that. You know, he's told me to visit several times. There's a very positive perception. Now, if we look at it from a commercial perspective or from a legislative perspective, I actually would say, okay, so before I get onto the things that need improvement, this initiative by the current president, Beyond the Return, I personally think is one of Ghana's best foreign policies. Whether that came from his experience as a previous foreign minister, you know, but it showed that the impact has been immense, right? And we all know that government cannot fix everything. But I would say from the commercial perspective, why I would say we haven't capitalized as much as we should do is because you look at opportunities around, for example, let's just say marketing and all the very articulate, talented Ghanaian diasporans we have who would be more than happy to lend their expertise to help the country really package itself to meet the demands of the Western community when they come on the ground. I don't necessarily think that was exhibited as much as it could have been, right? And it's not that the ability isn't there, it's there, but we didn't exhibit that to the fullest. And so in my opinion, commercially, I feel like there's a whole lot more that could have been done to build additional revenue for the country, not necessarily for the diaspora, but for the country, which in turn will serve the diaspora and anybody else coming into Ghana. And that's probably the area that I would say that needs more work, continuous, you know, whichever government comes in or whichever business leaders that we have at the top of the commercial chain at present.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree with Dale. You know, Ghana being showcased on all these platforms that you mentioned has given individuals the opportunity to, you know, engage with our brothers and sisters in the West. But commercially, our organizations here, companies here haven't taken advantage of that free marketing for us, because what I would like to see is more partnership, you know, with our banks, banking system, more partnerships with our insurance companies, with our hotels, you know, and all that. But that's what I think that through this Beyond the Return, we need to focus on that, because we want to build an ecosystem where we all gain. And so we need to take advantage of this free marketing, even on your show as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think, you know, but when we talk about the year of return, Beyond the Return, right? When you go deep into Kumasi, Cape Coast, Takoradi, they've never heard of the year of return or Beyond the Return. Do you think that in Ghana itself, did we educate enough of us to know what the country was doing so that they could also, the people on the ground could also benefit from? Do you think that we did enough?
No, I don't think we did enough. By the time, you know, the year of return kicked off, we were all overwhelmed. You know, it was Afrochella, Afro Nations, you know, many celebrities announcing that they were making their way to Ghana. But unfortunately, not all our regions have a product to show visitors coming to Ghana. You understand? We've made the central region a pilgrimage hub. Accra, obviously, everyone wants to stay in the city, and then with a cultural aspect, you know, at that time it was even difficult to get into the museum, so we had to, you know, take people elsewhere to other kings, and but we didn't just wanted to showcase the Ashanti Kingdom. The Ashanti Kingdom already sells itself. Everyone learning African politics knows about Ashanti. We wanted them to see the rest of Ghana, but I think we need to do more, especially with this 10-year period where beyond the return will exist. We need to focus on other regions and create products that will bring more people and help them stay here as well.
Absolutely. Because when you say that, the northern region is where the slavery started.
Yeah.
But none of the diasporans that were coming in were taken to the northern region. Yes, I know it's far, but that's what I'm saying. We didn't capitalize on other regions to also benefit from the year of return. So I think that you're right. We need to do better when it comes to the beyond the return. Now, let's focus on young people, young entrepreneurs like yourself. We've seen a high rate of young indigenous Ghanaians and young African Americans who are moving to Ghana. Why do you think this is? That younger people, not, our 60s and 70s anymore, but 20s, 30s and 40s are now moving to Ghana?
News travels fast. Personally, I can only speak from personal experience. In my situation, I have been coming to Ghana for a lifetime. And I am someone who I do business in Ghana. I have done business in Ghana that has gone well, and some that hasn't gone so good, and still I remain. And so when friends or people that I talk to, they see this, they have some hope that, if you just stick with it, you can, you can be successful, right? And so I feel like now with this current generation, there is much more creativity on the kind of different industries we can get involved in, particularly if you look at the tech space, which I'm very fond of. Africa is at a very pivotal point of its history. You have other economies like the US economy, which is officially tech/space age. Okay. Then you have Europe, which is fully tech, digital. Africa, in my opinion, is in the most unique position because they have the industrial age/digital, not forgetting what the Chinese are doing in manufacturing. So what Africa's position is a very good vantage point where they can basically see what every other economy is doing and copy and innovate. In some cases, probably far better if we really seize the moment and the opportunity. And when the entrepreneurs or the young generation, they see this, they think, why not go to Africa and start something, from the beginning where I'll be able to control my destiny a bit better. I think this is a real interesting touch point for them. Ultimately, that's where the inspiration is coming from.
I think they don't say Ghana is a gateway to Africa just for saying it, but news travel fast. And the millennials that we have now are mostly creators that they feel like coming to Africa will give them a better opportunity for the rest of the world to see them.
Sure.
And so that's why there's a huge number of millennials returning to Ghana, because most of them in the creative space, because I'm in the creative space, they've worked for decades or a decade or less, but they haven't been seen. But once they come to Ghana, they get seen by the rest of the world. And so I think that's why they are all coming here. But I think, like Del said, we need to invest a lot in our tech.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of jobs available. So entrepreneurs, the government, they need to collaborate to create those kind of jobs for these people.
Okay. What's your one frustration of Ghana? Something that really frustrates you that you think we should be able to sort this out? What frustrates you? One thing.
I would say Ghana and Africa at large, productivity. We have a continent that has nearly 1.5 billion people with a GDP of north of 2 to 2.5 trillion, conservatively.
Yeah.
Then you have Europe, then you have the US. Okay, they are far advanced civilizations, but let's just pick the companies out of there. If you just pick the 4 tech companies in the US, those 4 tech companies alone are 10 times the GDP of Africa, including Ghana. And they employ less people, 0.01% of those people. Are we saying that they are more productive than a continent that has resources, that has talent, has the biggest percentage of youth in the globe? Is that what we're saying? There's no way. You cannot tell me all of the talent we have in Ghana, from leadership to the very bottom. You know, we are outweighed by companies. It's impossible. So my biggest frustration for Ghana and Africa, because we are Africans, is our rate of productivity, our ability to be efficient and productive. This doesn't require money. This is just basics.
Yeah. But in saying that, doesn't there lie an opportunity as well?
Yes, the opportunity is vast. The question is, how do we intend to turn that negative into a positive? How? You know, and that's why I said it's a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
You know, diasporans were guilty as well of looking downward at the country and Africa with some of the things we do. For example, if you know, I heard this on the show with Honorable Uncle Kennedy. If you are in London or in America and you get stopped by the police, you're not going to pull out 50 quid to pay them.
No. Right.
But when we come, we think that we can do that here. And when we do that here, we are affirming the negatives instead of changing that narrative. You know, so there is a great opportunity, but it starts with us. We have to change that.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
I would say, can I say 2 things?
Okay, 2 things that frustrate you. Okay.
I think the most important thing that, you know, I think we should look at, and it frustrates me a lot, is the lack of political entrepreneurship. Okay. You know, we have a few people within our leadership that actually understand what entrepreneur is. We don't have leaders that have fresh ideas, fresh innovation, how to engage the youth in order for them to be better persons for the country, how to install patriotism into the youth. We don't have them. And then the second one is lack of customer service.
Okay. We know about the customer service, don't we? Anthony, you need to come and build a customer service school for people to get trained, because it is frustrating. We've been to restaurants where you are sitting there, you've ordered your food, and 45 minutes later, they come and tell you, oh, that jollof rice you asked for is not there. Yeah. The stuff that you said have frustrate you are goldmine opportunities for individuals and companies to set up in Ghana and try and fix. Anthony, so this is a task for you.
Plans need it. You be brave. But you cannot.
The money will come.
But I mean, I will add to that. I will add to that. Positively, look, Twitter's here. Yeah. It's a major tech company. Sure. Let's not make no bones about that. Yeah. That's like top 5 or within the top 10, you know. There are some major companies moving into Africa. We now have the BAL here, associated with the NBA. In Rwanda, that's still Africa, you know. Amazon is in South Africa. You have major companies that are here. But to that point, from the indigenous people, we also need to build more Dangotes, you know, more Ghanaian known businesses globally. You know, it doesn't always need to be inward, we can also start to build amazing companies that can look outward.
Absolutely.
And not always be reliant on big companies coming here. Yeah.
I agree with that. We definitely need more entrepreneurs to be supported. You know, some of us come and are frustrated because they think that they have so many ideas to solve the customer service issue. But when they do go to the right place to try and say, look, I've got a company, I've got the funding to come and help. Can we do this? The door's still locked. You know, so how do we as diasporans turn this around and keep coming? You know, it will get frustrating. We have seen a large amount of diasporans who have come and have left and are not coming back. No matter what you tell them, they are not coming back because of the experience that they went through when they were in Ghana.
I think the Office of Diaspora Affairs needs to be empowered by Parliament for them to be able to engage with any diasporans that come to Ghana, because it's sometimes very difficult for you actually to meet them, because there's not a lot of them staff-wise. We also, every department in the country needs to have an online presence that is always updated, if not on a daily basis, at least on a weekly basis, so that we can be able to share to our partners and our brothers and sisters that want to return home, so that they understand some of the problems and some of the positives they will have when they visit or they decide to migrate to Ghana.
I agree. What about you, Del?
I think that, you know, I'll give an analogy. So I look at the UK, where I was born, and Ghana like parents. The UK being a stepfather that put me through college, university, paid for it, and gave me an experience. But Africa and Ghana, that's your mother, that's your womb, that's where you come from. So you cannot give up on it. You cannot. Even with every turbulence and positive experience you have with your mother, as we call it, Mother Africa, you can't just walk away. You have to keep trying, right? That isn't a shot at the UK or the US or any other area we come from. It is just that Africa is never going to get to where it's supposed to get to if we just give up on it.
Yeah.
It's not going to get there. So that's one reality we have to face, is that yes, the bad experiences, let me put it bluntly, they will keep coming. They will keep coming. You have to decide how you're going to cope through it. Yeah. Because if you're on that side, you're not going to give up and say, I'm moving to this side. So you have to decide what is your coping mechanism to get through it and finally get to where you want to get to.
So my last question, if you had to work in any government institution in Ghana, where would you work and what would you fix?
Danta, you've asked,
Last question.
You've asked the question, the complicated question.
It's not complicated.
Given our topic of discussion,
Yes.
I'd probably go for foreign affairs,
Okay.
because I feel like that's an area that tackles this issue directly. So in the spirit of the interview, I would say foreign affairs.
Foreign affairs.
Yes.
And what would you create or what would you do at foreign affairs to help the diaspora?
I think what we need to do is really engage with the diaspora and do research, right? Do research. Well, two things. Locally, we need to understand who we are. Let's be clear on who we are, where our weaknesses are, where our strengths are. And then do research, really have an outreach, you know, with the ambassadors to understand what hasn't worked within the last 50 years and how we're going to develop a new mechanism to basically develop a brighter future for the diaspora coming in. Because, as you know, presidential administrations, they have term limits. So the idea is that you're going to create systems that are going to live beyond you. so that the next people that come can build on those systems. So research, outreach, local intelligence, problems, let's be very honest about what our weaknesses are, and let's build legislative efforts to change what has happened in the past.
Okay. Prince One.
As much as I would love to work within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, because I'm a qualified diplomat, having studied at the London Academy of Diplomacy, I think I have a passion for the creative industry. And that's where I would want to, if I'm given the opportunity.
So Minister of Tourism?
I never said Minister of Tourism, I said the creative industry.
No, so I'm saying Minister of Tourism. And then what would you do at the ministry?
I will take the creative industry serious and engage with both performers and workers within that space to support them to begin engaging with our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, to get an understanding of the know-how, how to do business in music, how to sell my art, branding, which is another problem that we face in the country. So I think creative art industry.
Creative arts industry. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me on the show.
Thank
I hope
you,
you've
my
enjoyed
dear.
yourself. It was a nice conversation.
Definitely.
It was, right?
Yes.
An
Yes,
amazing
it was.
conversation.
Before I go, I just want to say these are extremely talented, good in what they do. They have been championing Ghana for a very long time. Before your return, before everybody was talking about Ghana, they were doing things in Ghana. So what they have said and analysed about Ghana is true to their journey, each of them their journey. And so I think that, we should look at what they've said, take it positively. And I hope that you've enjoyed the show. Make sure that if you haven't already subscribed to the Diaspora Transition Network, these are the type of conversations that we're going to be having, and we want every one of you to join. Thank you so much for watching the show. See you soon.